Good morning. Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's live Pilates, mixed ability. So you can work at the level that works for you. I'll just bend down here. So let's get started. Just a very quick reminder that if you have any issues or you feel sick or dizzy during exercise, please stop. If you feel any pain, stop what you're doing. Make sure that you are working at the level that feels comfortable for you. So we want to be focusing on precision of movement to really get the benefit out of Pilates. This is not an aerobics class where you just fling yourself about willy-nilly. Really think about, focus on the movements and the quality of the movements. So I'm not there to keep an eye on your form, so hopefully listen to my verbal cues and manage it that way. So let's make a start. We're going to do a standing setup to start with. So we mobilize the body and then set the body up. I'm just going to move the camera so that you can see me standing a bit better. So first of all, we are going to make sure that we've got enough room around you. And we will start with feet together. Then we're going to turn those toes out, followed by your heels. And you should notice that your feet are parallel hip distance apart. So a nice pull in through the tummy and drawing up that pelvic floor to keep you nice and strong in the center. And we're gently going to roll forwards onto the balls of your feet and then roll back onto your heels. So we're nice and controlled as we do this movement. Taking nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Ooh. Challenging that balance. Excellent. Let's take the weight over onto one side. So again, we're staying nice and strong in the center so that as we shift from one side to the other, we are controlled, feeling relaxed, nice and calm. Let's bring ourselves back to the center now so that the weight is even on both your feet. Press down you press down your big toe, your little toe, and your heels so that you feel that little lift through the arches of your feet. So we're going to keep those knees soft. We'll do some pelvic tilts. So we're going to tuck the bottom under, and then we're going to let the bottom go up behind you. So arching the lower back. So the middle back and upper body stays nice and stable as we just work through the pelvis range of movements. So imagine this is like a bucket of water and I am tipping the water out the front of the bucket, and now I'm going to tip the water out of the back of the bucket. So two extremes of your range of movements, and then we come to that middle point. So we should then have a nice neutral spine. So grow nice and tall now out of the crown of the head. So really float it up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are going to come up towards your ears. You press them behind and then you gently draw them down your back. So actively drawing those shoulder blades into a sort of V to slide in. And we're going to practice our Pilates breathing. So staying nice and strong here in the center. We breathe deeply into the lungs, but into the side and the back of the rib cage. So you can place your hands here just to feel, to give yourself a little bit of tactile feedback. So breathing in through the nose. Feel the rib cage expanding out to the side. And as you exhale, you force the breath out of the mouth and you pull in through the tummy. So we'll do a few breaths like this, relaxing through the shoulders. Exhaling to engage deeply through the center. So that's drawing up the pelvic floor and it's pulling in through the tummy button. That is our center, our powerhouse, the core. Last breath. You can bring those hands down by your side. So we'll mobilize the body next. It's a breath in. And as you exhale, let's just look over one shoulder. We'll inhale to come back to the center. So nice and slow, thinking about the posture, thinking about all those points, keeping the shoulders down, back and relaxed. Let's change it to an ear to shoulder next. Back to the center. We can mobilize through the shoulders next. So we can either do shrugs up and down, we can do big circles with those shoulders, or we can have our fingertips on your shoulder tips and do elbow circles. So just choosing which one feels good. So nice big movements. Just warming up that joint, and then we're going to change the direction. And we'll make this the last one. So we come back to the center. Nice pull in through the tummy. We're going to keep the hips fixed, facing the front. And it's a breath in as you exhale, just drawing yourself around. If you have any osteoporosis or issues with the bones of the spine, this is not a movement for you. So don't do any rotation and don't do any forward bending if that is your situation. I will try and offer modifications for each of these exercises. And then we can free that movement up and spiral from the toes to the top of the head. Let's come back to the center. If you're wondering what this is some Easter egg decorations that my daughter did. So let's carry on. So nice breath in, pull in through the tummy. As you exhale, we're going to do a side bend, but it's a side bend with a lift and elevation through the spine. So we're not just squidging down on one side, we are lengthening that spine. As you exhale, pulling in through the tummy, nice and controlled. We don't move through the hips. Let's add in an arm just to deepen that stretch. Exhale. Back to the center. Let's do one more. Oops. They'll be coming down today. And let's come back to the center. So we have mobilized the body. We're now going, the torso, we're now going to stabilize the torso by pulling up and pulling in as we do some circles with the leg. And we do some circles. So you can do this with a bent leg or a straight leg. We're just mobilizing through that hip joint. Let's change the direction. You can have that foot off the floor or have that foot staying on the floor, whichever works for you. Last one. We leave that foot out behind and we tip forwards from those hips. Keep looking down so that your neck is lined up on top of your spine. So if you look forward, you'll notice that you are shortening the back of the neck. So keep that alignment through the head and the neck and the spine. Lift and tap that leg behind you. Oops. So from the hip, nice straight leg. Try not to bend at the knee. Good pull in through the tummy. Lifting and tapping, or you keep that leg hovered and you can pulse it. Keep the shoulders nice and open. Last one, we're going to bring that knee to the front, rotate the ankle one way, and then change the direction and rotate the other way. And then we lower down. So we'll do the same on the other side. Just make sure you've got enough room around you. Again, keeping those hips level, we do those circles. So nice and stable through the upper body. Shoulders are open, across the collarbones. Chin parallel to the floor. And let's change the direction of those circles. We'll do one more, and then we'll finish with that leg behind, tipping forwards from the hip. Good pull in through the tummy. You'll squeeze through the bottom as you lift and tap that lovely straight leg out behind you. Or you can keep it elevated and pulse it. Squeezing through the bottom to get that movement, so there's no movement through the upper body. Last one, and then we bring that knee to the front, keeping your balance. Rotate the ankle one way, back around the other. And then we can lower down onto the floor. We'll do a balance now. So again, make sure you've got enough room around you. We'll just do a star, I think, today. So let's draw one knee up. So think about keeping those hips level, drawing up through the pelvic floor, pulling in through the tummy, hands resting down by your side, nice and relaxed through the upper body. Still taking those nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we're going to bring that foot onto your shin or toe onto the floor, and then we open up through the hip. Let's take a few breaths here. You might be a little bit wobbly on that supporting ankle. That's fine because you're building up strength. Nice breaths in. Good control through the center will help you with your stability. So it's a breath in now. And we're going to bring those arms up towards the ceiling. So really lengthen through the spine here. Big gap between the ribs and the hips at the waist. And we're going to lower the shoulder girdle, but stay high through the waist. Open up those arms into a big Y shape, straighten up that leg, and then we're going to very gently tip over. So as we lift the leg, the torso tips over. So you've got a straight line through the leg and the torso as you open up into your star. Try not to lean forwards. Lengthen through those limbs. And release off. Oh, give that leg a bit of a shake. And we'll do the same on the other side. So, again, we start drawing up the other leg. How high can you bring that knee? Can you bring it up higher than your hip? If you can, it means you've got nice, strong hip flexors. If you find your knee drops, maybe you're a bit weak here in this area. So that could be something to focus on. Again, nice pull up and pull in, so you're strong in the center as we drop the foot onto the shin or the toe onto the floor, open up at the hip, and we take a few breaths here. Take a nice deep breath in, and we rise up through the spine, lengthening towards the ceiling. Keep that height at the waist as we lower the shoulder girdle. And again, we bring the arms into that Y shape. We're going to straighten up that bent leg. Nice breath in. Exhale to pull in through the tummy, and we gently tip into our star. Keep pulling up and pulling in. So pulling up the pelvic floor, pulling in through the tummy. And lengthen those limbs. Excellent. Right. We've done our standing bit now. We're going to come down onto the mat. We're going to do some roll downs to start with. So this is really going to mobilize through the spine. I'm going to adjust my camera so that you can see me better on the mat. So let us start with our roll down. So nice and tall. Think about the Pilates posture. Pulling in through the tummy. Keep those knees soft here. So No locked out knees, but they don't need to be bent, but just gently softened. Nice pull in through the tummy. Breath in, exhale, we start to round down through the vertebrae, one by one. So really keep it nice and slow and controlled as the arms hang nice and long and heavy. And you're pulling in through the tummy, coming down as far as feels comfortable for you. You should have a lovely stretch on the back of your legs now. We'll take a breath here. And as you exhale, pull in through the tummy and start to restack. Tuck that bottom under, squeeze through the thighs and the buttocks as you restack through the spine. Coming back up to standing. Ready to go again. So nice, pull in through the tummy, round through the upper back, middle back, and then try to get as much mobility through the lower back as you can. Sometimes find we're a bit flat there. And again, coming down as far as feels comfortable. Take a breath. Start to restack. Good, pull in through the tummy to help protect that lower back. Coming back up, nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Last one. So we're really taking our time with these roll downs to get that mobility through the spine. And when we're at the bottom of this last one, we are just going to let those arms hang nice and heavy as you sway them around. So the body stays still, it's just the arms. We're trying to get the movement through that shoulder joint. So let them swish and sway about. You might want to have them go side to side, big circles, forwards to backwards. If your hands have reached the mat, you might want to hold onto the forearms or the elbows and then nod the head if you're saying yes. Shake the head as if you're saying no. So let the head be nice and heavy. And we are going to come down into our plank. So we've got options with the plank. I'm just going to show you some options. It's up to you to choose. And then we're going to do a side plank as well as another option. So first option for your plank is to be onto your elbows underneath your shoulders and then onto your knees. And it's a straight line from your shoulders to your bottom onto your knees. Good pull in through the tummy. That is option one. Option two is to go toes to elbows. Option three, hands underneath your shoulders. Draw those shoulders back. Don't sink into your shoulders. Stay pressing that mat away. That is option three. And then we're going to add in a little bit of side plank. So when you're ready, I'm going to set Alexa to time for 1 minute. Hopefully we'll hear her when she says it. Alexa, set a timer for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
There you go, starting now. So, straight line through the body. If you're on your wrists like I am, on your hands with straight arms, we're going to do a side plank. So opening up, just holding it here for a few breaths. Then we're going to come back to the center and we will switch over to the other side, reaching up towards the ceiling, nice and straight. Otherwise, you are holding your tummy in to support your spine and you are doing nice deep Pilates breathing. Let's do another side plank. Changing over to the other side. And there you go. There's your minute. Alexa, stop. That went quick, didn't it? So let's just sink back into child's pose. Have a little release. A little breather. Well done. We're going to come into a seated position now, and we're going to do some rollbacks. So, in our seated position, you don't need the towel. I don't know what I'm doing. Just moving it out of the way, really. So, we'll start with straight legs. Make sure that you've got enough room out behind you so that as you roll down, bring your arms up and over and swing them round. You've got plenty of room. So, legs and arms parallel to the floor. We're going to do some half rollbacks to start with. So nice and neutral spine. Draw those shoulders back and down. Good pull in through the tummy. So breath in. As you exhale, we slump back. So you tuck the bottom under. Imagine you've been punched in the belly and you come down halfway. Keep those shoulders down. It's a nice breath in. And as you exhale, pull in through that tummy and draw yourself back up with that C-shaped spine. Anyone with osteoporosis can do this exercise. You just have to make that modification. If you don't have osteoporosis, we're going for that C-shaped spine. I hope you can see that. Excuse the pun. Drawing yourself back up. Nice and neutral. I'll try and go a bit more side on so that you can see what I mean by that, tucking that bottom under, making that C shape through the spine. As I come down, shoulders are back and down. Breath in. Exhale, pulling in through the tummy to draw yourself back up. And we get back to that neutral spine. Let's go all the way down. If you want to, this is an option. It's not a command. So the arms are going to come up and over because there's a nice connection between the arms and the ribs. And we swoop those hands back and down and round. So from here, we've got to come back up. So it's a breath in, lift the back of the head, tuck that chin as if you've got a tangerine underneath your neck. Then we lift the back of the shoulders and then very slowly peeling that spine, pulling in through the tummy. Drawing yourself back up nice and slowly to our neutral spine. Some of you are going to find that really difficult. So I have a little help. Get that towel and place it the hand width away from your bottom. So I've got the side of my hand there and then the towel starts. So that is going to help you when you roll back, tucking that bottom under. Just going to go into your lower back. As you roll back down, keep the shoulders down away from your ears, even as you bring those arms up and over. This time, we tuck the chin, we lift the back of the shoulders, and as you peel up, you'll find it so much easier with that little towel under your lower back up to neutral. So that is an option. If you find that you still can't get up, just do the half roll backs. Come to here, take a breath in, and come back up. So how many have you done now? Maybe 6 or 7, because you're going nice and slowly. That's great. Let's do another couple of whatever option you've chosen. Nice and slowly. Use the breath to pull up the pelvic floor, pull in through the tummy, go nice and slowly. If you go slowly, you're working harder. Nice and neutral. Last one, I think. Down we go. This is a beautiful exercise. One well-performed roll back like this is the equivalent of about 6 or 7 ordinary crunchies. So we've done about 50 or 60 crunchies here, which is great. So we're just going to do one last roll back to come down onto the mat where we are going to stay. But we will find our neutral supine alignment now. So bend those knees, feet want to be flat on the floor. Let's take a moment to get them hip distance apart. So remember what we did at the start, turn the toes out, followed by the heels. So those feet are hip distance apart, parallel, lined up with your knees and your hips. So with the 100, we've got 100 arm beats. Now those arm beats are as if you've got a couple of beach balls and you're bouncing those beach balls. So think about the arms being nice and long. Have a little practice with me here. So nice, long, strong limb. The movement comes from the shoulder. So we do 5 beats while you breathe in through the nose. Then we turn the palms to face the ceiling and do 5 beats while you exhale through the mouth. And so we carry on. So while we're doing those arm beats, we've got different options for the legs. So I'm going to start with the lowest option is one leg in tabletop. You've got a good pull in through the tummy to keep you nice and stable. So that is option 1. Halfway through, you will swap to the other leg. Option 2 is going to be both legs in tabletop for the whole 100. Now make sure that you've got 90 degrees at the hip and 90 degrees at the knee. If you're like that, you're sort of like it's a halfway house, and don't bring the knees too far forwards. Just have a little 90-90. Option 2.5 is to have one leg straight and one leg in tabletop. And then halfway through, you do the change. So there's only one change. And then option 3 is to have both legs extended, make them nice and long and straight. So sort of half straight legs, it's just nothing really. Make them strong and lengthen them away. So those are your options with the legs. Let's take a breath in. Let's pull up that pelvic floor. Let's draw that belly button in towards your spine now. We're going to be breathing into the side of the ribs. So legs into position. I'm going to do one straight and one in tabletop. And we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Well done. Hug those knees in. Let's have a little rock from side to side just to massage that lower back. Perfect. Bring the feet a little bit closer to the bottom. So when we normally have our legs there, we'll just bring them in a little bit. So your heels are underneath your knees, ideally. Nice pull in through the tummy. Pull up that pelvic floor. Draw the shoulders back away from your ears. It's a breath in. As you exhale, let's start peeling that spine away from the mat, coming up into our shoulder bridge. So hips, rib cage lined up together. So don't overarch the back. Think about keeping that spine in neutral still. Hands resting down by your side. So we're going to start with some heel lifts is the first option. So it's a breath in. As you exhale, just lift one heel. Don't drop through the hips as you lift that heel. So keep squeezing through the bottom and then you change to the other heel. So one heel at a time, lifting up and lowering. Stay nice and stable. This is option 1. Option 2, let's keep those knees together, not stuck together, but I mean level. And it's a breath in. And as you exhale, you just straighten up one leg. So the knees rather stay level. So exhale, we lengthen one leg. Inhale, we lower. Exhale. And again, we don't drop through the hip as we do that. So there's no movement at the hip joint. You're just extending the knee. You've really got to press down through that supporting heel on the floor to make sure you don't fold up in the middle. Last couple, whichever option works for you. One more on each side. Keep pressing down through the supporting leg. Just stay nice and high in your shoulder bridge, but we're going to lower back down now. So just relaxing back down, one vertebrae at a time. Oh, excellent. You can have a quick hug in before we move on to our second shoulder bridge. So with our second shoulder bridge, we're going to work with the arms. So you might want to use some hand weights. I've got some cans. It's just a nice little extra. It's completely optional. So, and again, make sure you've got the room around you. We're going to do some windmill arms for this one, which could be a challenge in itself. Breath in. Exhale, pull up the pelvic floor. Scoot the belly button down towards the mat as we peel that spine away from the mat again. So taking those hand weights, let's bring arms up towards the ceiling. So just to start with, we'll do a little bit of protraction and retraction. So I want you to let those shoulders really relax into the mat. So take a breath in. As you exhale, just relax them into the mat, nice and heavy. Back of the head. And you're pressing down through those heels and squeezing through your bottom just to keep that lovely shoulder bridge. So nice and stable here. And the shoulders feel really heavy in the mat. So we're going to take a breath. And then as you exhale, we just bring the arms up towards the ceiling. So you're bringing your shoulders forwards. And then again, let them go back onto the mat so they're really heavy. And then just elevate them again. So try to reach up towards the ceiling. As you're reaching up towards the ceiling, press down through those heels. So you've got that feeling of opposition. And then let those shoulders get nice and heavy on the mat again. Let's keep doing another couple of these. So reaching forwards. And then lovely heavy shoulders on the mat. Elbows stay nice and straight. We're going to do one more. Now, let those shoulders feel heavy on the mat again. Make sure that we are nice and straight and neutral spine. So we're going to do windmill arms. So let's start with marching arms first. So one arm up, one arm down. Just do a few of these just to mobilize that shoulder joint. Nice long, straight arms. As we're mobilizing through the arms, the body stays nice and stable. Now, we're going to do one marching arm. So the one arm is up, one arm is down. From here, we are going to go out to the side in semicircles so that those hand positions have swapped. And it's the other arm up and down. And then we do arms straight over the top. And we do the semicircles again. And then we do arms over the top to swap. And semicircles. This is your windmill arms. Don't lose sight of your shoulder bridge. Stay nice and focused. So let's do another couple of these. And then guess what? We're going to change the direction. So that's going to be a challenge all by itself. So as we bring those arms to rest. We are just going to change the arms around. Did you manage that okay? Do you not? You'll do a lot of thinking when you do these windmill arms. Last couple. And how's your shoulder bridge doing? Last one. And we'll bring both arms overhead. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears and return the spine. One vertebrae at a time. And the arms are gently going to arc back over to your side. Perfect. Lovely. Have a little hug in of those knees. Just roll from one side to the other. And we are going to do, what does my list say? Okay, lovely. We're going to do some semi-supine spine twist with a leg drop. So, just move some things out of the way. You can have a rolled up towel underneath the back of your head. If you find that when you're in your semi-supine position, your chin comes up towards the ceiling, this will help you get that chin tuck. So we want the length down the back of the neck. Hands resting down by your side, just bring them a little bit wider now. Not quite shoulder height, but a little bit wider. Breath in. As you exhale, we bring one leg up into tabletop. Breath in. Exhale. Take the other leg up into tabletop. So we've got two options with the legs. Option one is to have your feet like this in tabletop, knees and feet together. Option two is a bit lighter. You can just let the heels drop down towards your bottom. So this is the easier option. Legs in tabletop is slightly harder. So it's a nice pull up and pull in. As you exhale, I want you to bring your knees over to 10 o'clock. Those with osteoporosis are going to keep your hips on the mat. If you don't, we're going to have a rotation through the spine as you lift one hip off. It's a breath in. Exhale, press your lower back into the mat to come back up to 12 o'clock. Breath in. Exhale, you're going to extend one leg out long and low as you can go without losing that neutral spine. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, the other leg goes out long and low. Inhale back to the center. Take a breath in. Exhale, we're going to bring those knees over to 2 o'clock. Breath in. Exhale, press that lower back in as you come back up to 12 o'clock. And it's inhale, exhale to lengthen that leg out nice and long and low. Keep pulling in through the tummy. Don't let the hips tip. Don't let the back arch. So we really pull in through those abdominals. And so we carry on. The legs come over to 10 o'clock again. So breath in. Exhale. Back up to 12 o'clock. Inhale, exhale, leg out long and low. Inhale, exhale, the other leg out long and low. Breath in, exhale to 2 o'clock. So use the breath to help you get nice and strong through the center. The spine wants to stay nice and neutral as those legs go out long and low. Try to relax through the shoulders. Don't hold any tension. We're going to finish this one up and do one more. Remember, as you bring in those legs up to 12 o'clock, you want to be pressing your lower back into the mat as you do that. And then once you're at 12 o'clock, you can get that little gap under your back as you go into neutral spine. And then the legs go out long and low. So pressing into the mat to come up to 12 o'clock. This is our last one. Last time, we're going over to 2 o'clock. Shoulders stay connected to the mat. Last leg out long and low. And the very last one. Lovely. Have a little hug in. Well done. Little roll from side to side. We're going to move on to our side lying exercises now. Hurrah. So, coming onto your side, we'll do some torpedo and some leg circles. So, we can use your towel. First of all, we're going to use the back edge of the mat just to line yourself up. That lower arm comes out again in that nice long line. If you struggle with that and you find that your arm comes forwards, bend at the elbow so that your head and neck can still be nice and straight. If you try to put your head on your shoulder in this position, you're not having a nice straight spine. So those are your options there. Place the towel underneath your ear just to help you line up the neck and face forward. So little gap under your lower waist and top arm to support you to start with. It's the breath in. As you exhale, pulling in through the tummy and lengthen those feet away from you. Hold it while you inhale. Exhale to lower. Ready to go again. Inhale. Exhale. Send those feet away. Don't collapse through the waist here. Stay nice and lifted. And lower. We can try that top arm across the body. More of a challenge to stay balanced. Good. Pull in through the tummy will keep you nice and steady. So think about length through those legs. The lift will happen all by itself. We can add in rainbow arms. So we exhale to lift and lengthen. We pause while we inhale. Exhale. The arm is going to come up and over like a rainbow. Stretch as you inhale. Exhale to lower. Let's do another couple. Breath in. Exhale. We lift and lengthen those legs. Hold it. Exhale. Drawing that rainbow. Keep the shoulder blades down, away from your ears. But keep that limb nice and long. Inhale, ready to go again. And we stretch and lengthen. Lower on the exhale. Last couple. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. We send those feet away. We pause while we inhale. Exhale. Arm comes up and over like a rainbow. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale to lower. Perfect. Let's bring those feet to the front corner of the mat. Bend that lower leg. Lift that top leg to hip height. Really lengthen this leg away now. And we're going to do some circles. Now those circles, we don't want to be lifting that leg up really high. we want to keep the pelvis nice and stable. So good pull in through the tummy, just lift that leg as high as you're able to maintain this lovely long waist. So lengthen the leg away as if you're trying to draw circles on the wall opposite. Pelvis stays nice and stable. Try to draw that leg behind you, so we've got to fire up that glute. Good pull in through the tummy. Long, long, long leg. Let's change the direction. Last one. Lovely. Bring those knees in. Have a little breather. And we're going to swap over to the other side. So, again, we line the body up first. So take a moment to get this good setup, and you'll get much more benefit out of the exercise from having a correctly aligned start point. So straight line through the body, including the arm underneath. Again, you've got the option, if your shoulder doesn't allow you to do that, you can have your elbow bent and kind of use your arm as a pillow. Top arm there in front of you to support yourself. Keep the shoulders stacked on top of each other, so don't let that shoulder roll forwards. So you're literally lying on the side of your body and your hips are on top of each other. So it's a breath in. Exhale. We send those feet away. Little gap under here, remember, that's going to stay there, so we're nice and active. Hold it as you inhale. Exhale to lower. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, ready to go again. So you can really feel the benefit of having a strong center here, because the upper body can relax. All the work happens from the powerhouse down. So lengthen those legs. Let's try that top arm across the body. You might find that one side has been easier than the other. That's perfectly normal. So lengthen those legs. We can add in that rainbow arm. So exhale. Pull in through the tummy. Hold it as you inhale. Next exhale, we bring the arm up and over like a rainbow. Stretch to lengthen. And then exhale, lower. Arms and legs. Inhale, ready to go again. Hold it while you inhale. Exhale, we paint that rainbow. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears. Don't let them ride up. So you can feel the scapula, your shoulder blades drawing down towards imaginary pockets in the back of your trousers, back of your leggings. Stretch to lengthen. Exhale to lower. Last couple. Don't forget, we're thinking about lengthening those legs and lengthening that arm. So nice long limbs. Last one. Fabulous. We're going to bring those feet to the front edge of the mat, bend that lower leg rather, extend that top leg to hip height. Think about your hips stacked on top of each other and that nice gap between your ribs and your hip bone. So we're going to keep that nice and long-waisted as we do our leg circles. So try to work within your range of movement. We want to be able to bring that leg behind you. So we're firing up all those muscles around that hip joint. Nice long, long leg. Half a circle as you breathe in, half a circle as you breathe out, keeping the pelvis nice and stable. And really lengthen that leg. Last one, we're going to change direction. Changing the direction of that circle. Again, don't go too fast. And lengthen that leg. Keep a nice long waist. Last one. After this one. There you go. Oh, lovely. Bring those knees in. Right, we've just got a couple of exercises now for lying on the front. So we'll do a little bit of swan dive for the upper back. So we're going to strengthen the muscles between the shoulders here, between the shoulder blades. So use the rolled up towel underneath your forehead just to stop you from squashing your face in the mat. 90 degrees at the shoulder, 90 degrees at the elbow. So often I see this. So the elbows are sort of tucked into your side. I want 90-90. So be aware of that. You're going to feel quite open, maybe. So feet together, then you can let the heels fall out to the side. So the legs stay nice and relaxed. We've got a pull up and a pull in. So we're nice and strong through the center. Breath in. Keep the forearms on the mat for the first few. And we're going to lengthen through the crown of the head, which means that we lift up onto the sternum. Not too high. Keep looking down at the mat. Feel nice and long through the spine. And then we can lower on the next exhale. Inhale, ready to go again. So nice and strong through the center is going to protect you here in that lower back. So you should feel nice and relaxed through the lower back. We're going to add in a layer. So we're going to lift now the arms at the same time as we lift the upper body. Hold it as you inhale. Exhale to lower. So really important to pull up that pelvic floor, pull in through the tummy as you exhale to lift and lengthen. You'll know if you've got enough core engagement because you'll feel nice and strong. You won't feel any strain in your lower back. So we can add in some more layers here. Breath in, exhale, good pull up and pull in. We hold it as we inhale. On the next exhale, extend those arms overhead. Stay lifted through the spine. Exhale, inhale rather, we draw the arms back. Exhale to lower with those hands back to 90-90. Breath in. Exhale. Good, strong connection through the core as we lift. Hold it while we inhale. Exhale, we extend those arms overhead. Inhale, draw them back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale to lower. Another 2 or 3. Inhale. Exhale. We lift and lengthen. Hold it as you inhale. Exhale to extend. Inhale to draw them back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, ready to go for the last one. Watch the chin. Don't lift the chin up. Keep looking down at the mat. Last one. Perfect. Well done. Let's come on to all fours. And we're going to do some angry cats. So press the mat away from you. Let your head hang between your arms and arch your spine up towards the ceiling. Tuck the bottom under. And we're going to go into cow. So drop the belly, lift the tail, keep drawing those shoulders back as you look down at the mat. Let's come back into our angry cat. So just stretching out the spine, pressing the mat away from you. Back into cow. Let's find a neutral spine. And we're going to walk those hands around to one side. Have a few breaths here. A lovely stretch up the side of the body. Reach across a little bit further if you can. And then let's walk those hands around to the other side. Coming back to the middle. We're going to do thread the needle. So we place the arm across the body, lower the shoulder, bend the elbow and reach through. Back to the center. We'll do the same on the other side. And again, back to the center. Open up those knees, keep the toes together, forearms on the floor, and sit back to lengthen the spine. Coming back onto all fours, we're just going to do one last roll up to standing. So popping those toes under, walk the hands back, straighten up those legs, and we're going to restack, building back up. Nice big breath to reach those arms up towards the ceiling. As you press those hips forward, a lovely stretch up the front of the body. Bring those arms back down to your side. Give yourselves a clap. Well done. That is today's Pilates done. Tick. So you can go and enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you're doing something productive. I think I'm going to be painting my fence today. So there you go. Never would have got done otherwise. So everything's got a silver lining. Enjoy the rest of your day. Tomorrow is a Zoom class, but Friday will be another mixed ability session. So leave me some feedback. It would be great to hear from you if you've enjoyed the session. Good or bad, you know, I can take it. Just tell me what you think. And I'll see you Friday, hopefully. Bye for now.